I'm Anthony, and I am a part of Occupy London. Plans for this began around the 15th of October when the Occupy Bay Street started. There was a London contingent that went down to take part in Toronto's event, and there was many people here who couldn't go down to that or were anxious to start our own event, so plans began. And then on Saturday, the 22nd, we had a General Assembly at Campbell Park, and it was decided to move into Victoria Park and occupy it, and so we came here, and we've been here since Saturday. The camp began with 20 tents and about 35 people, and we're more than double that now. There's over 40 tents and, I don't know, maybe 70 people. And the General Assemblies are generally well attended. We've got a library, we've got food facilities and storage. We feed everyone for free every day. Things have come along nicely in a few days. It's sort of just been a development every day of refining the processes and getting used to each other. Every day we work on the facilitation so that it's addressing people's interests and needs a little better. Every day we address camp needs. Every day we're addressing sort of the broader arguments. Where are we going? Engaging with people. I think one of the reasons why they're reacting the way they are is because we're getting somewhere. We've been engaging with people every day and getting positive feedback. We get donations every day. We have people come and join us every day. And we've been reassured that if anything happens, we'll also get support. So, I think what we're doing is fairly effective, and not only here, but other places as well. Yesterday, one of the councillors was pushing that we should be getting ticketed like anyone else would, and then Joe Fontana came out saying that it was time for us to leave. And so people really got sort of panicky that there was some move going to be made on us to physically remove us or to start hassling us in some way. So nothing happened last night. We had quite a bit of support come for us last night. We had, I'd say, at least 100 people here supporting us. But then this morning we got together and did a march through downtown and went to Covent Market to where Joe Fontana was doing a town hall meeting live. We addressed him there, and that went pretty well in our view. Joe seemed awfully defensive and at times downright silly, talking about the bylaws that have to be stuck to, even though he recognized our right for dissent and that it was part of a global movement and a need for change. He needs to stick to his bylaws. So he ended up inviting us down to City Hall to attend council meeting tomorrow, and so we've been preparing sort of our reaction to that, getting people's involvement in coming up with commonalities between what we all want and reasons why we should be staying, and coming up with delegates who can relay this information in an honest way. Some seem to want to accept an invitation from St. Paul's Church to go set up camp there. Last night it was decided that we would consider everyone free to make a personal choice of whether they wanted to stay or move. There's been no one move yet. And that we would respect everyone and try not to hold any hard feelings or think less of anyone because of it, and continue to consider them, anyone who moves, a part of what we're doing. Most of the camp is pretty determined to see us stay, and that's sort of one of the main reasons for going to City Hall, is to address their sort of threats against us and present a case to the broader public of why we should be staying and what we're about. Well, for me, this is a window of opportunity that comes along very rarely to really push things. And insofar in our conversations, it's sort of become apparent that one commonality between the people here is the process we're using, direct democracy and a participatory democracy. And so that's sort of become, if anything, a rallying call for all of it, that really we've lost faith in the available institutions politically and look to direct democracy and direct action to get things done. And that, to me, is really encouraging. it's the process that we're promoting, sort of the seeds of a possible new society that I look for.
I mean, at one point you have to decide whether you're going to set up a counter society or you're going to use these ideas to influence the current status quo, the current state. Are people thinking of it in terms of that?
I don't know. I guess we're sort of in our infancy. I'd see us as sort of accomplishing both in small steps. I mean, yeah, we're garnering support right now and showing an example of how things could be run.
In terms of demands, is that the strategy you think that's going to come out of this? And I think is a really, really interesting question in this whole thing, because not a lot of people have put out demands.
Right.
And you know, in terms of strategy, what do you think the answer is?
I don't think that we're even ready for demands yet, really. I don't think there's been that much effort for most people to draw up visions of where they're going. I mean, some of us radicals have thought about it a long time, but outside of those circles, a lot of people just want to improve things, and they're just learning. They're listening to people's ideas and becoming aware of alternatives. So I just see in our immediate future, that's the main goal. Show the example, make our arguments, create dialogue, and build towards whatever's coming.